my father was so proud of. He always used to say, you give the plants food to eat, they'll give you food to eat.
Hi, I'm Zoe. Welcome to my channel where I do stuff and make YouTube videos about it. The video that you're watching today is me cooking with my mom. My mom is an immigrant, but if you were to ask her, Mom, where are you from?
I'm a Canadian.
She's Canadian. But that also means that she has an amazing history and culture of amazing food that I grew up with. I want to learn it and know how to cook it, but these are the kind of recipes that you can't just put on paper because she doesn't measure, she doesn't time. You say 15 minutes, but it could be 20, it could be 10. You say it's a tablespoon, but really it's 2 tablespoons. What a better way of documenting it than creating videos. So we get to spend some time together and I get to keep these recipes forever, or at least until the internet.
Even when I'm not around.
So what are we making today, Mom?
Today we're going to be making Youvarlakia, which is what a lot of people know. It's similar to the wedding soup. The people actually are more familiar with. It's meat. We call it meatball soup. For the kids call it that. So it's meatballs as a soup.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, so.
The best part that I like is the avvolemmano, which is a special sauce that you put on it. You make for it afterwards, which is a nice little treat.
At the end, you make this sauce, which is whipped egg with some lemon juice, and it thickens the soup, and it just makes it that much better tasting.
I remember having this soup all the time. It's amazing, and not just at my mom's house, but at my aunt's houses, and like everybody would make this soup. I feel like the weather that we're in right now, it's perfect for soup weather, which is why I thought we could make this one. But what do you remember about this soup when you were growing up?
It was very common.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything special. Everyone was making it. So for you, it's a little bit more special because that's just something cultural. But it was no big deal. Everybody made it. We didn't make it often, mainly because we couldn't afford ground beef all the time. The meat sources that we had were our own chicken, our own pork that we grew. We had our own eggs. We had a lot of, just basically like an organic farm, really.
Back in the old country.
Yeah. Which meant that the ground beef you have to get from the butcher. We didn't go to the butcher very often. So we would have this very scarce, not as often as we do now. It was special, but everybody made it.
It was special, but not really special.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, it's more special now that I make it for you guys. Even though we make it more often than we did.
Yeah. Cool. We're ready to make it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Yep.
So what do we need to make the Youvarlakia?
The main ingredient is lean ground beef, about a pound. We have to show?
No.
Then we need a cup of rice. Preferably arborio rice because it gives you more starch and it makes the soup a little thicker.
Greeks using an Italian rice, eh?
They use it in Greece as well, and all over Europe. This is European rice. Anyway, oregano and other, like a mixture of spices, mostly oregano. And then a little bit of black pepper is good. And of course, salt, sea salt is good. We need 2 eggs, one for the meatballs and one for the avvolemmano. And the lemon, of course, for the avvolemmano, the egg, lemon. Broth is good to have. It gives extra taste. If you don't have it, the meat will create its own anyway. But if you have it, it just gives you that extra.
This is bone broth that I made.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do another show about that later.
The olive oil, this is extra virgin, really good oil. You can have maybe a spoon of butter if you prefer. And then we have all the utensils. We have the bowl where we're gonna do the mixing of the meatballs, ladle, and we'll see why the forks at the end.
A fork or a whisk?
A fork or a whisk. In this case, I prefer the forks, but anyway, I'm going old-fashioned way. So now,
and then a pot.
And we need the pot.
Not pot.
They call it Dutch oven. Somebody asked me if I have a Dutch oven, and I thought it was something like an oven. And I said, no, I don't. I have like a...
Oh, you thought it was like an oven.
Yeah. Cazzarola.
There you go.
Yeah.
One more thing, we need protection.
Yep. We don't want to ruin our nice clothes.
Allow me.
So, and since it's before Christmas, it's a Christmassy one.
Ooh.
Okay.
Allow me. Allow me.
Oh, that's nice. You want me to do yours too?
Yeah, sure. Do I need to bend down?
You have problems.
I'm not that skinny, Mom.
You're tall. Okay.
Great. Ready?
Also, jewelry comes off.
And hairnets.
Yeah. Especially rings. We don't want any meat on the rings. Hands washed. Now, we're gonna measure the water. I normally just pour some water from the pot, from the tap.
From the where?
From the tap.
How much?
I don't know. I'm just eyeing it between the water and the broth. It should be about 2 liters. If it's a little bit more or a little less, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's super concentrated broth, remember, so.
Yeah, we might get a little bit more water actually. One of these water. Okay. Now we need to set up for this, and once we get set up for the meatballs, then we.
Oh wait, you need to measure.
Yes.
This is one thing you actually measure out, eh?
Yes. Well, I only measured it out because I've been eyeing it before and it was just not working that well. So I decided to measure to know.
Okay.
I don't want to put too much rice in the broth afterwards. So I use 1 cup altogether, half for the meatballs and then the other half for the broth. This was supposed to be self-sticking, but I didn't do it very good. I didn't cut it properly, I don't think.
Oh, and how much ground beef? This is about a pound,
I said
right?
about a pound, yeah. If you want to make more, then
You want like-
you're gonna double the recipe.
Like if you like it really meaty.
No, I mean if you want to make more soup, and then you can
Oh.
put it in containers, throw it in the freezer, and then
Got it. So you're leaving about half the rice
about.
for that. That
Yes.
goes in. Set it and forget it.
Right, and then put this one on top of the rice. You can put some of the spices.
You see that? Whoops.
I'm afraid to usually do that like that because it can get away from you.
Well, Mom, I live on the edge, so
Yeah, that's good. I'm not so sure how much, but
whatever.
we could always put more in the broth.
But you can't take out.
Yes. And a little bit of this as well. Now we crack 1 egg. I like cracking it in a bowl because sometimes you get the shells. They doesn't get cracked properly. So there we go. We have everything now. We're gonna turn the water to boil.
Where's the boil setting?
High.
You want to make the pot high?
This is why you don't wear jewelry. This is what we have here. Because I've been doing it a long time, I can do it really fast. But if you're a very beginner, you don't have to start the water right away. Make your meatballs and then do it. By the time the water is boiling, my meatballs are gonna be ready. And this is not how I was doing it when I first started. You can round them. For some reason, it's a very popular soup, especially on a day like a rainy day.
Well, I just think it doesn't require a lot of ingredients, right? Like,
Yeah, it's simple, it's nutritious, and it's a soup, but it's very filling. It's almost like you
Like
put
a
a
meal.
nice piece of bread next to it. You can put some cheese, feta cheese with it, and it's a meal. See, by doing it together, the water is not even boiling yet.
fine, I won't help.
And you can make them different, like smaller if you like. And it's a preference, right? This have a nice bite.
Oh, we forgot one to roll.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, right in there.
Oh,
Just that way,
Okay.
because my hands are washed.
yes.
I just don't want to work.
You're a lazy bum.
We'll clean after.
I like cleaning while I'm cooking.
So,
Now we're gonna watch it. When when it starts boiling, we're gonna put the meatballs in, and we'll watch a little bit and pour the rice and just watch it how it's doing. And
Mom, you know what they say about a watch pot?
it never boils.
Yeah.
This is going to boil.
Look at us go, eh?
Yes, experienced.
Oh, cold hands. Oh yeah.
I was gonna hug you.
Shoveling snow.
I was gonna hug you, but I realized it would muffle my mic. There.
Yeah, that's good. What do you want?
Yeah.
A little slower, that's really good. No, that's too slow. That's enough.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Spanky.
Hello, Spinky. It's boiling.
Boiling. So you just put them in there.
I have a smaller one and I just go.
What?
I pour them all in at once.
A smaller cutting board.
Yeah.
So everything just cooks like that, eh? As it stays.
Yeah. See how it started to create some of that.
The fat, basically, right?
It's not fat. That's what it is. It's the blood of the meat, kind of curds, whatever.
Curdles.
Curdles. Yeah.
Do you need a bowl to put it somewhere?
I have one here where the egg is on. Yeah.
Oh. Why do you want that out? What does it matter? It's
It
better?
alters the taste as well as the consistency of the soup. You end up having little curds inside.
Oh.
You're still gonna end up with some, but you don't want too many. It looks like this one doesn't have too much anyway. Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing now? That's the rest of the rice.
The rice. Sorry, I'm just going on automatic. Sure.
Well, that's why we're recording.
We'll check the fat. If we want a little extra fat, we can put, this is where you would put a little bit of butter or oil, depending on what you like. See, I can take some more of that stuff. So it didn't make much today.
Wow, it's
We'll
really
simmer
boiling,
it.
eh?
We'll put it on simmer. Okay, this is good. Simmer, and we're gonna put a little bit. I don't think we need too much. Just sprinkle a little bit in there. It's somehow, it's about a tablespoon.
That's not too much. Just a sprinkle is a tablespoon of oil.
We need some salt in there. I have to always taste it. Oh, this is good. We still need a little bit of salt.
Okay.
Very little though.
You can probably sprinkle some in your hands then. Oh, so, okay.
About a teaspoon.
That was definitely more than a teaspoon, but it's fine. No one's
Well,
judging.
you taste it and then you know.
Look, we got it all recorded on camera, Mom. We'll show you.
Yeah, okay.
Good?
Good. It's good?
You just want the right amount of saltiness, basically, right?
That's right. Do you want to try? Sure.
Sure.
Here. It's rinsed.
Because otherwise it'd be like putting your whole mouth into the soup. I can smell it, how good it is.
Broth.
Yeah, it's
really
so good.
Yeah, another
that's great.
teaspoon of spices, and maybe just a sprinkle.
Yeah, the pepper I could see. Just give it that
Yeah, the
little
pepper
bit.
you can put after in the bowl as well.
Yeah.
If you prefer. Some people like more than others. So this is it. We're gonna let it simmer for probably 15 to 20 minutes. We'll watch it, and this is it. We have a little bit more liquid this time, I believe, but that's okay. I prefer it with a little bit more. I think it was a little too thick the last time. But you can always let it simmer for a lot longer and it'll thicken more.
Like it won't overcook the meatballs?
No.
Your face. You're like, no, dummy.
Oh.
Thanks, Mom. She loves me, I promise.
Oh yeah, that I do. You know when the broth is ready, you taste it and you have a different body to it. It has a different, it's not so watery. It has, all the ingredients kind of cut together. And
So probably then, if it's your first time, taste it now
and then
taste
later.
it a little bit, so that way you can learn.
Mind you, with the broth that we have in there, even if you don't cook it all the way I would, it'll still be good
Because the broth is so good?
because the broth is so good.
I made the broth. I don't know if I mentioned that, but just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm sure it is ready. You taste the difference of the texture of the soup.
You can actually even see,
Yeah.
it actually looks thicker. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
look
it
as
should be.
runny.
So I'm gonna take it out.
Oh yeah, it's velvety.
Yeah, and you can see how nice and thick it has become. Look at your border rice here. Okay, where are we? See, nice. It opened up like a little flower. There's the rice.
Yeah.
See how it opened up and it expanded. It created a lot of starch, and it's nice and thick. Look at that. And it's only going to get thicker with the agua lemon. So I'm doing this to get some of the heat out of it. We want it to cool down a little bit before I do the agua lemon. And the reason for that it's because when we end up putting the sauce in, because it has the egg, if it's too hot, the egg is going to start curdling, and we don't want that. Okay, so we're going to do the lemon. The agua lemon.
Yeah.
So we crack the egg and separate the egg yolk from the white. Well, it didn't crack very good, but that's okay. Okay. So,
We keep the egg yolk.
yes. Now, where do I show it? And this is okay. This is my whisk. You fan the forks a little bit. Oops, that's not good. So it's pretty good. This is when I could use the extra hand. I normally do it by myself because I don't have extra hand, but now I do. So, nope, no, not yet. Pour the egg yolk in there for me.
I didn't realize both were there.
Okay. And then the lemon. See how nice it looks here?
Oh yeah.
That I think that little forking thing here should
It's
be.
fine.
Yeah? Okay. Do the whole thing, and you might not need any more. Okay, now we pour just some of the broth of the soup, and it's mainly to equalize the temperature.
We pour it slowly.
Nice and slow, yeah. Okay, that's a little too slow. Pour the whole thing and put one more. The people have concern sometimes about the eggs not being fresh or anything, but
Like
you also
using raw egg.
using raw egg. The issue here, the smart thing here is you have the acid would not create a environment that would encourage the germs. Okay, now you stir it all around, just round and round and round, and then we'll
Gyro.
gyro.
Gyro, as you Canadians call it.
And
then
a
you
little
want
bit,
some to
a
clean
little
it up.
bit in here, because you have to get everything. Look at this. Oh my goodness, gorgeous.
Does it matter which direction?
Only one direction, doesn't matter which direction, only one direction, because when you do it both directions, you allow more heat, and then you can create those curds. So there is a reason for everything. So that's enough. It's good, ready to eat. I showed it before, and look at the difference now. It's almost creamy. Yeah, look at all these meatballs. Oh, so good. It is ready to eat. Your left hand, and you put it on the left, mine is the...
Oh. Sorry. All right, this soup looks amazing.
Oh, so good. Look at this.
Looks
It's
so
almost
good.
like cream.
Yeah, it's super creamy.
So good.
So it took about an hour and a half-ish?
About 1 hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, from start to end.
Yeah.
To this.
All right.
Start to this. It'll take about 15 minutes to eat this.
Yeah, hardly 15 minutes. Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, there is no need for lemon. There's enough.
There's no need, but I like it lemony.
Yeah, it's better than other ones that I've made. That broth really makes a huge difference.
You make me so happy when you say that
It
my
does.
cooking
Makes huge.
that my cooking is good.
The bread. I made bread, so I brought some for the soup. Did you give some to Jamie?
Did you eat your soup already? Oh, we'll save this for next time.
Why?
My mom made homemade bread for you. You'll have it next time.
Okay. So I'll have just a little bit of that.
Okay. Whoops.
That's okay.
Mom, I'm so glad that you want to do these shows with me. It's so
I'm
much
enjoying
fun.
myself. And I always think of how when Dad passed, we didn't have anything of him.
Yeah.
Well, you can't say that with me.
So why don't you talk a little bit about your village?
At times I'm thinking, I wish my village was here so I can just move there.
But here in Canada.
In Canada.
Because Greece is a mess.
And it's too far from you. It's a village that's situated below, at the foot of a little mountain, and it's right at the foot of it. And there's a row of mountains along the area, and a lot of other villages are situated. So when you sit in my mom and dad's balcony in the front, you could see all the villages. It's a beautiful village.
How many people?
Right now there's barely 500 people. It used to have about 700 people. We have a mayor. It's not really a mayor. He's, I don't know, just a leader of the town, of the village, I guess.
Is he elected?
Yes, he's
Oh,
elected.
okay.
I went to a school that had not that many people. When I went, we didn't have junior kindergarten. I went straight. I had a really bad teacher. So I was skipping.
You were skipping school?
I was when I was in kindergarten, yes.
You skipped school when you were in kindergarten?
Yeah.
The things you learn about your parents.
Well, if you have that teacher,
Yeah,
you would too.
I would imagine that.
She was brutal. She was brutal, so I watched her beat other kids, and I was scared to death. So I would just leave. At recess, I would just go home. I was very quiet. The teachers never got mad at me. Never, not once. It was a carefree childhood. My parents were working in the fields.
What fields? What were in the fields?
Well, all kinds of them. They grew wheat, they grew corn, they grew vegetables. My father was so proud of. He always used to say, "You give the plants food to eat, they'll give you food to eat." And I remember he used to make this. He had this breed, probably the Vidalia almost, maybe Spanish. I don't know. They were like this big, 2 pounds a piece. He was so proud. Nobody made this big onions as he did. And the area where he grew that was right next to a river. I remember such nice memories. My mom would, and other ladies, they would coordinate and would go and wash all their rugs 1 hour away from the village with the donkeys. We go there in the river, wash them, put them on the bushes to dry, and then fold them at night and come home all day. I loved it because I didn't wash carpets, I didn't wash rugs. I was running around with the other kids.
Why so far?
That's where the river was. That was the area that was good for washing.
I wonder too if it's also like it's a time for the ladies to get away and they can go and they can gossip and catch up on things and talk to each other and.
Well, they were singing, and many times I would go to the fields with my mom only. We had no radios. We had nothing, So she was singing a lot of songs that she remembers. If I hear them, I remember her. Yeah,
That's beautiful. Well, I think today was quite a success. Eh?
delicious. Turned out really, really good.
I love you, Mom.
Um,